Good morning, people. Just finished up a back workout, cardio, abs, and your boy chose violence today. And not really. It's just actually a reality check. Got to thinking about last night. So last night, a couple of us here at the gym, we got together to come and clean because we have an audit coming up. And it's crazy. It's mind-blowing to think that average people think they deserve to be rich, that they deserve more than they're worth. And the reason why I say that is because I hear a lot of complaints at my job from people who are saying that they're broke, who are saying that they're not going to make rent, that they don't have food to eat, things like that. But their priorities are fucked up. Okay, they're wasting their money on things like weed, booze, things like that. But then, here's the thing. Here's the worst part. When it comes to actually working, they ain't shit, okay? They ain't shit. There was an opportunity to come as a volunteer to help out and clean. Well, the people that complained the most didn't even fucking show up. If that doesn't tell you anything, I mean, what else does? You know what I mean? Like, you are literally a minimum wage person, not because you're working a minimum wage job. Your worth is minimum wage because your mindset is that way. You don't deserve to be paid more. You don't deserve to have a better job because you are not a better you. If you perform good, if you perform better up to standard, to the best that you can, trust me, you would eventually attract a job, a salary that matches that effort, that matches who you are. But you don't. You don't put in the work. You don't put in the effort. You don't put in the intention to become more. So why do you think you deserve more? Back in the day when I first started working, I was 14, 15, something like that. I started mowing lawns on the weekends. I started feeding calves because of that job, because they transitioned me in the same calf ranch to feeding the calves. And in the summer, I got a full-time job with them. So if I wouldn't have done a good job, they wouldn't have actually hired me on. I made my mistakes. Yes, I owned up to them. Yes, and that's what created the opportunities for me. The job, my work, who I was. Now, throughout the years, I've always started from the bottom at my jobs. I won't go too far. The meat place that I was at for 6.5 years, almost 7. I started at minimum wage, $7.25 an hour, bro. Working at a meat packing place. Doing packaging, deboning, shipping, things like that. By the time I left, I was making more money than the people who were quote unquote more experienced. What do you think was the difference? My work ethic. Okay, I was literally doing the job of 3 or 4 people in the packaging area by myself. At the end of the day, it was literally just kind of like finishing up a 3-person job in the warehouse, in the cooler. At the end of the day, was literally a 1-person job because of everything that I did prior to leading to the end of that day, sorry. So, if that doesn't give you any idea of what you can do, what you need to do to put yourself out there to create opportunities, man, you're blind. That alone, that job, although they didn't recognize me as a lead or as management, whatever, I accepted the role upon myself, even if it wasn't recognized. And that opened up a job opportunity as a manager somewhere else. But it was all because of what I did prior, the work that I put in, the patience, the dedication. Even though it wasn't my company, I still showed up to do everything that I could to be the best worker that I could be. Like I said, I made my mistakes. Yes, I owned up to those mistakes, and I just continued to get better. Now, if you're showing up to your job thinking that you deserve more, what are you doing to deserve more? Are you just like the average Joe, like all the rest of your buddies, coworkers, who are literally like, fuck, I'm here. I don't really want to be here. Like, fuck this job. I just work here. I don't get paid enough to do that. Bro, you deserve less. You don't even deserve to have that job to begin with. There's other people who are waiting for that opportunity to arise so that they can fit right in and make you look like an average asshole for taking for granted the opportunity that they wish they had. There's people out there with better work ethic, better values, better morals that will outwork you any fucking day. And you know what the difference is? Their mindset. their work ethic. You're taking everything for granted and complaining so fucking much that you forget what you have in your hands. You get the chance, the opportunity to wake up, go to a job, make money, have food on your table, have clothes on your back, have a roof over your head, but still you complain. But still you're ungrateful. But still you don't take advantage of that opportunity to grow, to become more. Man, it's sad. Okay, it is very fucking sad to see people waste what other people could be making the best out of. But I'll leave this rant, wake up call at that. All I gotta say is that if you want more, dedicate yourself to the job. Show up when others don't. Do the things that others won't. That is gonna separate you from the rest. And if the place that you're working at, whether it's your manager, whether it's the company itself, doesn't value that, guess what? Somebody else will. And when you leave that fucking place, if they don't acknowledge your work, if they don't value your work ethic, if they don't value what you're doing for the company, trust me, you will find something better. So don't be afraid to walk out. Don't be afraid to look for something better. Because guess what? When you leave with yourself. You don't leave your work ethic behind. You don't leave your presence behind. Wherever you go, your work ethic, who you are, your values, your morals, everything follows you. And you take that to the next job, to the next manager that's actually going to value you for your work, for who you are, for what you bring to the fucking table. Think about that, man. The next time you try to complain, take a step back. Think about everything that you should be grateful for that other people wouldn't take for granted, and do better. Do better. All I'm going to say is, last thing, okay, I promise. Make it a goal. Make it a priority to show up as your fucking best, to do your fucking best, so that when your presence is gone, it's fucking noticed. It's not to take like revenge or vengeance on them. Like, no. Make sure that your presence in that place, at your work, in your employment, actually fucking matters. There's so many people that are just dead weight that if they quit, if they got fired, nobody would fucking care. Nobody. They could be easily replaced. And yes, as a good worker, you could be replaced too. But guess what? It would be a downgrade. Whoever comes next, it would be a downgrade because you yourself know that you're worth much more and you weren't appreciated for that. I'll leave it at that. Have a great day. And I hope this wakes up the people who need to hear it most. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.